Okay, welcome to Ability Uganda e-learning. My name is Nelson. We are still moving on with finding the lowest common multiple by factorization, and here we are looking at now questions after learning the concept in our recent video. There are some questions that we are able to leave behind. We are able to solve our first question, which was A in our activity. Remember, here they want us to find the greatest common factor and the lowest common factor by prime factorization method. Okay, so we are able to handle our question part A, and we shall be able now to look at our part B and the rest. So let's go straight in looking out for these numbers of ours. So our part B is we have a 6 and a 12. We have a 6 and what? We have a 6 and a 12. We are going to have our 6 and a 12. Let me get a pen tool here. Okay, our part B. Our part B, we have a 6 and 12. This is going to be part B. We have 6. 6 and what? 6 and 12. So also here we said when you are to handle this by prime factorization, remember we want to first have the greatest common factor, okay, then and LCM. Okay, this is LCM. So we said you can use any method of this for us to get to get the same answer. So let's use the ladder method. When you use the ladder method, our 6 is going to be here, our 12 is going to be here. And then we said we look out for the number that can really divide both numbers of ours here, 6 and 12. Which one? Okay, we can try a 2. So when we try a 2, we say 6 divided by 2, we get here our 3. Then 12 divided by 2, we get our what? We get our 6. Okay. Alright, so we have our numbers here. We have our numbers. We have a 3, we have a 3 and a 6. So we can look out for the number that can divide both numbers here. That number can be a 3, such that when you divide the 3 by 3, we get 1. And also when you divide the 6 by 3, we get 2. So this simply means that we are now having our first number is done. We still have a 2. So we also have a what? A 2, which is here. Then we have what? 2 divided by 2, we get 1. Okay. So now here we have been able to get our numbers. So for us to be able now to find out the greatest common factor that can divide all of these numbers, we shall now be able to pick out our number, this, because it can divide the 6 and the 12. Our 3 can divide only 3, but cannot divide the what? 6. Our 2 cannot divide the 3, but also divide what? That. So this simply means we shall now be able to have our number as, we shall have our greatest common factor is going to be equal to 2. Okay, then we look at our LCM. Our LCM is going to be equal to our 2 here. Okay, we have our 2, then times our 3 here, then times our 2 times 2. So this now our LCM. Our LCM here, lowest common multiple by prime factorization is going to be, what is this? this is the same as 6 times 2. Then our answer here shall be able to be 12. Okay, so we have been able to solve these numbers of ours using prime factorization. Okay, so let's look at our next number. Our next number here was we have a 10 and a 20. We have a 10 and a 20. We have a 10. This is ABC. This is our part what? Part C. We have a 10. A 10 and what? A 10 and a 20. Okay, so when you have our 10 and 20, let's bring it this side. We draw our what? We draw our ladder. So when you draw our ladder, this is going to be 10. This is going to be our 20. Okay. So now here we look for the number that can divide both of them. We have a 10 and 20. Let's use our 2. By 2 here we shall be able to get 5. Then by 2 here we shall be able to get 10. Okay. So now we look out for the number that can divide both of these numbers. We have a 5 here. Our 5 can divide the 5 and also can divide this. So we shall have 5 divided by 5, 10 divided by 5, we shall have our 2. Okay, so this simply means we shall still have our 2 here. 2 divided by 2, we get a 1, okay? So now we have our common factors what? Our common factors 2. So this simply means we shall say our LCM. LCM is equal to 2. Okay, then we shall now have this is our greatest common factor. Sorry, this is going to be our greatest what? Let me put it right. Okay, let me put it right. We are supposed to start with what? We are supposed to start with our greatest common factor, which is the GCF. We are saying our GCF is equal to 2. Why? Because it is the only, we have our 2 which can divide 10 and 20 only. Then now we come to our what? Our LCM is going to be equal to, we have our 2, this first one, then times 2, okay, times 5, times 2. So here we shall have our answers what? 2 times 5, which is 10, 10 times 2, 20. Okay, so this qualifies to be our what? To be our answer. Okay, so let's also look at some other examples which are given. We see whether we can solve them. So we have a 4 and a 12. 4 and what? 4 and 12. Okay, let's see whether I still have some space to work out this. We have a 4 and a 12. Can we do it here? Is this enough? Our 4 and 12. Okay, hope you have been able to understand this. Let me rub it here. Let me rub it such that we can get our other space for us to get what? Our space for us to still calculate another number. Okay, let me rub this. Okay, so we are going to have our what? We are going to have our 12. Okay, let's have a look at this question. We have our 12, we have our 4 and 12. All right, we have our 4 and 12. We have this is ABC, this is D. Our part D, we have 4 and 12. Okay, 4 and 12. 4 and 12. So here we can use our other method, which is a factor tree method, where we have 4 here. Okay, we said in a factor tree method, look out for that number which can divide 4. We have a 2. What is 4 divided by 2? We get 2. Then we also have another one. What is 2 divided by 2? We have a 1. Then we also have our 12. We are going to use our factor tree method. We also divide it by 2. Here we get a 6. We also divide our 6 by 2. Here we get 6 divided by 2. We get 3. We also divide our 3 by 3. We get 1. Okay. So now here we are having our numbers here. Remember, we want to get the GCF. Now we look at those numbers that we are able to multiply for when they are still the same. We have a 2 here, which is 2, 1, then 2, 2. We also have 2, 1. Okay, 2, 1. Then here we have 2, 2. Okay, so we have our 2 here. Okay, and our 2 here. We also have a 2 here. We also have a 2 here. So this simply means we have our 2 times. So this is going to be equal to the numbers which can multiply the greatest common multiple by using prime factorization. There are these numbers, a 2 and a 2, then also 2 and a 2. So we write 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times what? 2 times 2. So our answer here is going to be equal to 4. Then also we can use, now we get the LCM by prime factorization. Is going to be equal to our 2 times 2 times 3. Okay, so this simply means we shall be able to have our 12 as our lowest common multiple using prime factorization. So we shall now be able to remain with some other numbers. That is going to be part of your work. As we start the next lesson, we shall be able to start with that for us to move and see whether we are moving together. All right, so for this I do say thank you very much for being part of this lesson. Please be able to check out on our playlist for you to get some lessons or some lessons that you might have missed. Also, you can subscribe in order to get some more upcoming lessons and some notification. Also, be able to comment to know your need and to know how best we can do this. God bless you. See you in the next lesson.